Hello, everybody. I want to talk about some notes I took the other day. And this basically is, title of this video is Dog Pound for Parents. And you're going to say, you're probably saying, what are you talking about? And it's the same as parental purgatory. It's nothing short of all of this. And I'm going to dive deeper into it. These are the notes I took in my phone the other day. I said parental purgatory, just like the pound, where our children take us when they no longer need us. I also said dog pound for parents, Humane Society for parents, and etc., etc. And I just want to say, I truly believe the mindset of adult sons and daughters who break up with, disconnect, or estrange from their parents, sometimes without warning, is it's as if they have an animal they can no longer care for. They say, I can't do this anymore. I can't manage this. I no longer want this animal in my life. And you take the animal to the pound where he or she goes through an assessment. And if they're deemed safe, they're rehomed and adopted out by a new family. And so I think the mindset of our adult sons and daughters is that they can, when they're done with us, or we are of no use to them, they take us and put us in a pound for parents, a parental purgatory. They say we're done, and a lot of it feels like your son or daughter is taking you, chaining you up outside in the middle of winter, waiting for the doors to open so that the people inside the Humane Society can come and find you, save you, clean you up, make you warm, and say, you know what, you're safe here. We're going to take care of you, and we're going to find you a new family. Isn't that what it kind of feels like? Those are the notes I take. As silly as it sounds, I always say I want to make videos where it is in layman's terms. I want it so people can understand, connect, and not feel as if they're losing their flippin' minds. I think a lot of people, especially people that have had grandchildren. Sorry, let me take a drink. It's only water. But people that have had grandchildren, sorry about that, have been cast away by their sons and daughters, and they have contact cut. They're no longer allowed to babysit, see, or spend time with their grandchildren. There's no contact, and the biggest question is why? Why are we doing this? And they say, well, we just don't agree. We don't need you anymore. We don't agree with you. You said this, you did this, etc. But there's no definitive reason why. And the truth is when someone cuts contact from their parents, there is no repercussion when it comes to money. You can't go to, they will never face a judge, go to court, etc. But in the cases where grandparents have rights in certain states, then there are laws put in place for that. But when your children cast you aside, it's like you're floating around wondering, I'm not of use to you, so I must not be of use to anyone. Your self-esteem plummets. You go through depression, anxiety, stress. I believe it's a certain PTSD. Not only that, but your poor grandchildren. I have not met mine, of which I am grateful, only because I can't imagine meeting my grandchildren and them being cut out of my life, because I love children. I really do. So what do you do when your son or daughter has metaphorically taken you, chained you up, and left you outside of the parental Humane Society in the middle of winter, and it feels like you're in a tsunami? There are floods coming, and you have no way to save yourself. Well, number one, you have to decide what you're going to do with that chain. Most important, you have to figure out how to get the chain off of your neck. And number one, I went to therapy. Number two, I realized my worth lies outside of just me being a mom and you being a dad. I had to break those chains and remove them from my neck, and I had to save myself. And it was not easy. I'm not saying this is easy. And I'm not saying there are not dark days. I mean, just the other day, I had a dream that my youngest oldest and I were sitting down eating, and my oldest and I reconnected. And it was a real dream. We were sitting at a table eating, and we discussed her TikTok videos. It was so real. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, that wasn't real. So you have to take control of your life. You can't allow a partner, a parent, your child, your sibling to chain you up and leave you outside and tell you that you're worthless, because you are not. You did your best. You're a human being. I was not called to be perfect. I'm not Jesus. I was not put on this earth to heal or save anyone, but it is my job to heal and save myself. So therefore, it took 5 years kicking and screaming, and then I said, I'm surrendering, white flag, and then I started working on myself. And one of the ways I did that is I started joining groups, and I started surrounding myself with people who were like-minded. I started going to a knitting and crocheting group every week, met some fantastic women. I've learned how to quilt. I took Zentangle classes. I go to the gym. I used to go to the gym, took yoga classes. So there's many, many people out there who are like-minded and who have had the same experience as you. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope this video helps, and I'll be back.